we'll sing like a hymn or two. Mm.
Are you guys outside? Oh, that's right. Okay, let the others know.
So please move closer if you can. Well, we are going to sing just a few hymns or so, and then we'll have like an interesting debate that will be led by our ambassadors. So we really appreciate everyone's presence and participation. So we'll sing him. 3, 2, 1. My Jesus, I love. My Jesus, I love thee. I know thou art mine. For thee all the follies of sin I resign. My gracious Redeemer, my Savior art thou. If ever I love thee, my Jesus, 'tis now. I love thee because thou hast first loved me and purchased my pardon on Calvary. I love thee for wearing the thorn on thy brow. If ever I love thee, my Jesus, 'tis now. I love thee in life, I will love thee till death, and praise thee as long as thou lendeth me breath, and say when the death dew lies cold on thy brow, if ever I love thee, my Jesus, 'tis now. In mansions of glory and endless delight, I'll ever adore thee in heaven so bright. I'll sing with a glittering crown on my brow, if ever I love thee, my Jesus, 'tis now. Okay, I think I saw I saw our speaker and right there. So we'll ask the speaker to come in front, the speaker and the timekeeper. We have seats for you. So those whose names were put as like opposers, opposing the motion, you'll be on this side where the Elder Kurunziza is, and then the proposers will be here where Douglas is. So I think the proposers was Douglas. I think Amanda was on side of the proposers. Sephora was on the opposers. We had like we have a few other young people. I don't know where they were. Marshall was here a few minutes ago. I don't know. He probably went to call his friends. So Marshall is on the opposer side too, I think. And then Barry was on the proposers. Thank you. So so I'll call on Serena to come and like give us like a general introduction. And yes, let me get the others.
Okay, as Carl is getting everyone here, I just want to welcome everyone to this debate. I'm going to start us off once everyone has come together. And we're just going to have two opposing sides. I'm going to share with you our member faculty, and then we shall begin. So my name is Serena. For those of you who do not know me, I'll be doing the welcome and the framing of the debate question. We have the speaker, right over here, Ms. Chanel is our speaker. We do have the leaders of each opposing side of each motion. So our timekeeper will be Nikita, here we are, and I'll be the moderator. And we have two leaders from each opposing motion. We have Barry, who's going to be on the pro side, and Jesse, who's going to be on the con side. So I'm going to introduce the debate motion. The question of the debate is, was Abraham wrong to have agreed to sacrifice his son? And we do want to preface with the following statement. We are not questioning God's instructions to Abraham. What we are doing is to study and understand Abraham's trust in God. Basically, in other words, the support of the motion is saying that Abraham's obedience to God does not justify his willingness to sacrifice Isaac. So with that, I'm going to start with the opening statements, and then we shall proceed. But before that, I'm going to have Kao tell us what we're going to do next.
Yeah, so just like Serena said, it's a very interesting topic. We're going to discuss, and each side will have points that they can raise in support, and then by the end of it, hopefully we would have a better understanding of the scriptures. The focus mostly on is Genesis chapter 22. That is, we all know, we've all heard the story, and we've all read it, and where God asked, it starts with God gave Abraham a test, he told him to sacrifice his only son, the one he just gave him. And then, and Abraham obeyed. He took Isaac with him, and 2 servants. And they went on their way to go to a place to go and sacrifice, right? And while they were going, they travel for 3 days. Travel for 3 days, and then they get there, They have all the supplies that they would probably need for the sacrifice, but they did not have a lamb. So they get to the place for sacrifice. Abraham leaves the servants at the, beneath the hill, and then he goes up with Isaac. And so as they go up, Isaac notices that they have everything. They have the coal and stuff for the fire, but there was no lamb. And so he asked the father, because he's curious now, he's like, okay, so yeah, I know we are going to sacrifice to God, and I know that every time when we do sacrifice, we usually have a lamb. So I don't see a lamb here with us. And Abraham said, God will provide a lamb for the sacrifice. And so they go up to the hill, and then Abraham does everything, sets everything up, sets the altar, the fire, and then then now he goes and he gets his son, ties his hands, ties his legs, picks him up, puts him on the altar where the thing is, and then he takes out a knife. And then he lifts up and about to, just slice him, kill him. And then that's when he had a voice like, no, Abraham, stop, no, don't kill your only son. Look, there's a lamb right there, and you can use that. And so the interesting thing about this and why it is a subject of debate is that when the Bible writers were writing it, they did not tell us what Abraham was thinking as he went all the way. And they did not tell us, they have not given, they just showed us the story. They haven't said other stuff, like there's no internal thoughts, background information and stuff. They just said Abraham obeyed and went, and God stopped him. So now we are going to, the proposers on this side are going to argue that Abraham was wrong to want to sacrifice Isaac. That's what the proposers will. Yes, to do it, that act. Even though he did not kill him. The opposers will argue that no, he was right? Like he was not wrong. So those are the 2 points of view that we are going to consider today. And then so now I will start by introducing a proposer who will come and read us like a brief sort of, I think there's a brief summary that the proposers have. Barry will do it, and then after that Jesse will come up to do the same. So Barry.
So I'm Barry, and I'm in the proposing side. And our opening statement is I know Abraham was actually right to have the idea to kill Isaac, because no matter how strong your faith is, being willing to kill an innocent child can never be justified. A loving God will actually not demand such cruelty, or he will not want us to do such a thing. And a moral person should never agree to do such a thing. True faith means trusting God while also using your senses. Abraham's actions may have come from obedience, but they also show dangerous blind loyalty, something we should question and not praise.
And now we'll have Jesse counter.
The con side, Abraham was right. We affirm that Abraham's willingness to sacrifice Isaac was not a moral failure, but the ultimate expression of trust in God. This story is not about child sacrifice. It's about faith in a God who never intended to allow harm. Abraham trusted that the same God who gave him Isaac could restore him. Hebrews 11 verses 19 says, Abraham believed God could raise the dead. The story is a symbol of surrender, a foreshadowing of the cross where another father gave his son. Abraham passed the test because he did not place his son above God. And in the end, God provided a ram. The lesson is not to replicate Abraham's action, but to emulate his heart. The opposers are going to sit on this side, the left side, or My left, you're right.
So the con side is going to sit on the left side, on this side. And then the pro side is going to sit on this side. So if you sit in the middle, it means you're in the middle. You're not divided yet.
You want me to go first? Why do you want me to go first, man?
And then as we are settling with one another, I just want to share with you the structure of how it's going to happen. We're going to give 4 minutes to each side, and then we're going to have a rebuttal for 2 minutes. Yes. Yeah. Like you can sit on either side. Yeah. In the middle shows you're actually conflicted. The question was negative. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Why separating?
So
Since when do you separate?
yes, and then you have 4 minutes, and then they have 2 minutes to respond, and then they get the 4 minutes, and then 2 minutes to respond. Yeah. Pardon me?
Yeah, this guy can start.
Okay. Yeah.
So Dagi, Barry will start.
So
Let Barry
you have
start.
4 minutes to speak. Okay.
Then we can let the young
Yes.
people go first. So
But
that
you
it's
can only
been
make 1
limited.
point.
Yeah.
You can, 1 point for 4 minutes, and then they have to.
Yeah.
Oh no, no, we are just raising points. Then they will counter 2 minutes.
Okay, guys, as we're getting settled in, I just want to remind everyone on the side. So this will be the pro side, being led by Barry, and this will be the con side. We're good?
Oh, go there. Go there.
I'm going to give us 2 minutes, and then we shall begin.
Bible, go there.
Yeah, Barry.
She's against the Bible, so she goes there.
Check, 1, 2. Okay,
So,
Well, for me, my point is, customarily, all the other nations around Abraham sacrificed their children as a sign to show their commitment to God and their desire to worship. That's what sacrifice meant for them. Abraham came out of that, started worshiping the true God. How can God tell him to do the same thing that they are? So, just that God, it does not identify with child sacrifice. That's why He does not let him kill the son. That's why He even stopped us. So, do you think Abraham could have challenged God and say, God, you don't even believe in this, so why are you asking me to do this?
Okay.
Clear.
Good points for us, right? Good points for us. God wants us to do something.
Okay, are we ready to begin the debate? Can I commence it at exactly 3:22, which is basically now? Okay, so to begin, I'm going to reread our instructions. At this point, I'm going to invite Barry, who is going to lead us to the first motion. So this is what's going to happen. Each side is going to have 4 minutes to bring 1 point. You are only allowed to bring 1 point for each argument. And then the opposing side will get 2 minutes to counter-respond to that 1 point. Okay? And then you will now start your opposition side, you're going to bring in 1 point, and they'll get 2 minutes to respond to your point. Does that make sense? Okay. Just to reiterate, the point of this theoretical debate is not to say that it was wrong for Abraham to have sacrificed his son, but what we want to learn is the difference between blindfold obedience or whether this was a whether this was a test of faith. Okay, so that's the main point. So at this point, I'm going to confirm with our timekeeper that the 4 minutes are on the clock. All right, so Barry, you're allowed to begin now. Oh, yes, let me just repeat it verbatim again. So the debate motion is on quote, Abraham was wrong to agree to sacrifice his son. In other words, the pro side, which supports the motion, are basically saying Abraham's obedience to God